Hey there YouTube, N3SDO here. Local club contacted me about doing a repair on a UHF duplexer that was suspected of causing static on a 440 repeater. Now it's been in service for about 30 years and was made by WACOM, and WACOM's no longer in business, so I can't get parts or send it in for repairs, contact them for technical support. So I got a look at the duplexer and it was pretty corroded. The adjustment screws were in pretty bad shape, and end connectors were pretty well oxidized on the outside also. So figure this thing's going to need some cleanup and a little rehab before even getting it in to do a test with some new cables on it. You can see from the pictures here I used a wire brush and some deoxit and got it shined up a bit. But I found that these motorcycle spoke laces did a dynamite job on cleaning them up. I just couldn't get down into the bottom of the V of the threads, but I did find a piece of polyester sewing thread did quite good for getting down to the bottom. And got them all shined up and looking good. So I was getting ready, put them on the spectrum analyzer, and swept the cans one by one. Here's an example of one of the good ones. You can see the frequency moving as I adjust the screw up and down on the notch, and everything's good with that one. Now, I did find a bad one. You'll see that in a moment. Now, here's the beginning of the test on the bad one. Didn't even have to move the screw much, just tap on it a little bit and you can see the levels and the frequencies jumping all over the place on it. So I found a problem. Not sure what it was going to involve, but figured I'd take it apart, fix it, or kill it one way or the other. Now, to get into the can, I drilled out the rivets where the feed point was attached. Wanted to look down inside and just see if there was any surprises. Like, well, if you see there's a support bar in the bottom. That's how it mounts to the front panel. Now, that support bar is soldered in. I was concerned that if I just started blowtorching on the bottom of this thing to melt the solder and get it off, that support bar might move, and I'd probably never get it right in the correct place again. So what I ended up doing was took some long screws, ran through my set of screws to find the right threads, and put the screws in, put a couple of jam nuts on the back side, and was able to mount it into the vise in order to hold and support the can, and heat it with the blowtorch and just lift the can up until the bottom came off. Now, I got the bottom off and was finding some of the nastiest green gunk I've ever seen inside of an electronic device before. And the plunger was no joy either. It was pretty nasty. So some cleaning spray and a little more of the motorcycle chrome polish, get it shined up nice. Got a picture of it here after polishing with an old connector just used for a color and shininess reference. Wasn't sure about my lighting. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Well, time to put it all back together. So, flexed the bottom of the can assembly and put the bottom back in the vise and made sure everything was still lined up right, and heated it up, and had to replace the connectors and made some new double shielded cables for it. Got some silver plated connectors. Got her all tuned up, and everything was looking good on it. Put a little green paint over the bottom to cover up the bare copper. I didn't have anything that would match color wise. And had made some little PVC caps to put over top of the adjustment screws, but I didn't take pictures of them. So till next time, 73s N3SDO.